Microphone check, 1, 2. Microphone check, 1, 2. My mic sounds nice. Check one. My mic sounds nice. Check two. Are you ready? What up? Destiny Dwayne in the building. Come out the gate. I'm so sick of Cardi B. She is severely overrated. I mean, I don't know what's overrated and what. I don't think a lot of people rank Cardi B high as far as what do you mean, like rap skills or whatever. But as an artist, she's putting out music that from the beginning that does chart, if that's what is important to people, right? There's you see, there's two types of things, and there's two type of fans. There's fans who don't really give a damn about charts, and then there's fans who care about charts. So, if if you just care about who's the best rapper or who you think has the most skills, then that's what you'll stand on the whole entire time. And then you can't wait for somebody who has just as much skills as you and then start saying, oh, well, you're not on my level because you don't sell no records or you don't chart on the chart. And then when a person comes and then they chart, now you want to go back to, oh, well, you're not on my level because you can't rap like me. I mean, you can't have it both ways. So me, myself, I've never cared about charts. I came up in an era where charts didn't mean charts farts. We didn't care about no damn charts. You know how we determined how a record was hot is if we pulled up to the red light and we heard everybody listening. I don't know what 50 Cent's album did. I don't know what Get Rich or Die Trying did first week. I don't care. But I know one thing. When Get Rich or Die Trying came out, you couldn't go nowhere without hearing that album. It's like the whole world was playing that album at the same time. That's how I knew it was a classic. I didn't have to wait. We didn't go saying, oh, everybody go stream 50 Cent's album, and then we can't wait until Friday. Man, please. We wasn't giving a damn about that. You think somebody was caring about some damn where 50 Cent album landed on Billboard? We knew it was hot. Because you couldn't go nowhere without hearing it. That is the one album I always said. I'm not really a big 50 Cent fan. I was a fan of 50 Cent's music. I'm not a fan of his shenanigans now. But when 50 Cent was out, I was a fan of his music because even though he wasn't the greatest rapper, and this is the same thing I say about Cardi B, even though I don't put Cardi B and 50 Cent in the same sentence. But my point is, it was 50 Cent more his personality and his music and his hits that said, oh, he's the hottest rapper. It was never about, oh, 50 got the best bars. Because his bars were nowhere close. He just said clever stuff. He said aggressive stuff. He said witty stuff. But that 50 ain't never been on no record where I was like, where I give the whole, we call it, we call it the hoo hoo hoo, where you go, oh, and then you rewind it back. That's the owl laugh. I ain't never did that on a 50 record. But all his records were bangers. He was aggressive with it. He had hits. And that's the reason why a lot of people held him in high regard. But 50 was never no lyricist like that. You know what I mean? So for this day and age, Cardi B for a female kind of is like this day and age. She's kind of like a female 50 Cent. And the reason I say that is her personality got her fan base before she even really made records. Her personality got her a lot of fans. Then she dropped mixtapes like 50 Cent. 50 Cent dropped about 2-3 mixtapes before he got signed. Cardi B, I think, got 4 mixtapes. And I believe 50 Cent has commented and said he respects Cardi B's come up, and to him, she has probably the best come up story. So even 50 Cent can relate to Cardi B. So that's the reason why I said Cardi B is like the female 50 Cent. Because when 50 Cent came up, his first record that he dropped was How to Rob. That was a comical record where he was coming into about all the rappers he gonna rob. That had nothing to do with lyrics. And everybody was like, yo, this dude is crazy. Then you tie all the street stuff into it. Cardi was everybody knows Cardi was a member of a gang. 50 Cent was a dude on the street slinging crack or whatever. His mother was a part of the dope game. So, and like I said, even though Cardi B's past isn't as violent and as street driven as 50 Cent, but it's no coincidence that 50 Cent likes Cardi B. And he don't get into all that. Oh, he rocks with Nicki. Yeah, he rocks with Nicki, but he's not gonna be like, oh, I'm not gonna like Cardi B because Nicki don't like her. But he said, and of course he doesn't say, he never would say Cardi B has lyrics close to Nicki Minaj. But he says they are the top 2 girls. He said, and she's got the best come up story because she's the only one. You usually go to Love and Hip Hop to die. She actually is the only one that was able to use Love and Hip Hop as a launching pad. Everybody else that go to Love and Hip Hop, their career's over. But she kind of did it the opposite and used Love and Hip Hop to launch her career. So that's the reason why 50 Cent says she's different. Now, as far as all the other stuff, that's the issue. That's the problem with music nowadays. It's no longer just about the music. And that's where the problem comes in. That's where a lot of people like you and others will say she's overrated. Oh, I'm tired of her. I don't like. I get it. Because now it's no longer just about the music. Social media has made it about more than just the music. And that's where I have my issue. What's up, Madison? That's why I have my issue. Now, Imagine said good music is good music. I agree. But me, I like to keep it on the music. Like that's why a lot of people disagree when I say I like a what's up, Darius? Right, one of my right hand. Pause. Yeah, it's like with me, right? And Darius says it to me all the time. Darius always drops a message like, "Oh, please take me back to the times when." Darius, I be reading them. Trust me, I be reading them. I don't be ignoring you, but I just be shaking my head laughing like, "Here go Darius reminiscing again." And I feel you. I say all the time, I be talking with my daughter, and I bring my daughter up like we living in the 90s. Because all my daughter is allowed to listen to is 80s music, 80s pop, and some 90s music. Like my daughter has no idea what's going on radio and on in today's day and age, because I don't allow her to listen to the music, because all the music is about fucking, scamming, drugging. That's what all the music is about. There's no records about love anymore. People don't make love records. There is no records about, messages. There's no messages. So that's why I don't allow her to come up. I'm bringing her up like we were still living in the 80s for as much as we can. Of course, she's going to be on. She don't even have a social media account. I run her accounts, and I will be running her accounts until I feel as though she's old enough to run her own account. All right. So tonight we're going to be touching on this Megan Thee Stallion interview. We're going to be touching on Bia and Doja Cat. Doja Cat came out, and I like Doja Cat's message. Doja Cat, for all the people that was in her comments saying, oh, you over there playing Bia, and Bia came for you, or Bia shaded you. And Doja Cat let those people have it. Doja Cat let those people have it. So we're going to talk about that. Then, of course, once again, this is like I said, it's about everything but the music. You got DJ Akademiks saying, "Oh, his house got swatted." He's blaming Rock Nation, like he always wants to have something to go. And no matter what happens, if he gets a flat tire, he gonna blame Rock Nation. If his tire explodes, if something happened to his car, he's gonna say, "Oh yeah, ever since I've become Rock Nation, now all of a sudden something happened to my car." He's gonna say it was Rock Nation. His house got swatted before he was even in this thing with Rock Nation, and he said it was his fans who did it. But to get the headlines, he's going to blame Rock Nation. I just can't wait for the day until Rock Nation, which I'm tired of them too. I'm tired of Rock Nation taking the high road on everything. It's time for you to start. Jay said it was all off in 2026. I can't wait until the day to where he's suing Akademiks, Akademiks TV, anybody else around there that keep Jay and Rock Nation's name in their mouth and accusing them of situations where people have no proof of. You have no proof, and this is all speculation. I'm covering them on my channel. They don't like the way I'm covering them. They don't like what I'm uncovering, and that's the reason why they're doing this, which people just fail to realize and fail to understand. You're not bringing Jay-Z down on the internet. It's not happening. It's going to take more than internet rumors and a couple of coincidences to bring down a man worth almost $4 billion or $3 billion. It's going to take more than just a troll, a fanboy from Australia to take down Jay-Z's entire empire when he's been having white folks trying to take his empire down ever since he became the 100 million man. Jay-Z's been dealing with people in the real life trying to take his empire down. And for some strange reason, Drake fans, Akademiks TV, Ray Daniels, whoever else, they feel as though this now, what's the dirt? He wants to be Akademiks TV Now all of a sudden they thinking that because they grab up a couple of stuff on the internet that and say, hey, look at this. Oh, they're exposing this. If you got it from the internet, you ain't exposing it. That means it was out there already. It was out there already. Jay-Z and Beyonce wasn't made on the internet. So you're not going to be able to destroy them on the internet. That's not going to take them down. What's going to take them down is if he did something dirty that comes up in the federal government. It's going to have nothing to do with the internet. And the internet don't know nothing that the federal government don't know. You think when you discover something on the internet, you don't think the federal government already seen it? You're not coming up with that. That's the same thing I was always saying about the Tory Lane situation. When people was calling themselves being detective on the internet saying, aha, look at this. What, you don't think that the people saw that already? Oh, look at this. She stepped on glass. Look at this video. So you don't think that the federal government saw that video? That same video that y'all seeing on the internet talking about, she stepped on glass. Look, you can hear it. Show that again. She stepped on glass. There it is right there. So you don't think that same video was shown to every single juror? If y'all got access to it, don't you think they got access to it? Everyone's smarter than the feds. Okay. If that's what you think, everyone's smarter than the feds. All right. But if people have access to stuff on the internet, that means the federal government have access to it. I mean, the same way how someone would do research and come up with, oh, she stepped on glass. Well, don't you think that the police examined her foot when they got inside? Right? People keep forgetting that when they examined the car, there was already blood inside the car before she stepped outside and made that crunch sound. There was already blood inside the car. So how did that blood get in the car? If the blood came from her stepping on glass, when they pulled her over, there was already bloody towels in the car. So how did she step on glass? And that caused that cut. It's just stuff like that. Like I said, man, people were thinking that they were coming up with new information, and it turned out the feds are like, oh yeah, we saw that. Oh yeah, we saw that. Exactly. Oh, you said that's what they think. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Kenji. They do think that. They think that they're smart in the feds. These people think on the internet. See, the internet has made smart people dumb and dumb people smart. That's what the internet has done. They've made dumb, excuse me, they've made smart people dumb and dumb people smart. Heaven, what do you mean by that? I'll tell you what I mean by it. The internet has made people that are already smart appear dumb because of what they're finding on the internet. Anti-intellectualism. Anti-intellectualism is a distort or dislike of reason, science, and well-educated people. Yep, that just about sums it up. That just about sums it up. I like that. Is a distrust or dislike of reason, science, and well-educated people. People with this view think book smarts are fake or useless. They trust gut feelings or common sense more than expert facts. This idea often frames everyday people as good and honest while calling scholars snobby or out of touch. Okay, you learn something new every day. I like that. You might be onto something, Kenji. You might be onto something. Because that's what this world today is all about. That's what the internet is all about. They thinking that because they are on the internet and because they know how to move about the internet, well, where do they think they're finding this information? They think when they find that information, when they research information on the internet, they're thinking that they created it. Because they know how to move about on the internet. And then people that were during the case and listened to the case and the jury and this, that, and the other. The same stuff you done found and heard is that, trust me, the feds are on when they're looking for clues and stuff like that, they scour that internet. They scour that internet. They got thousands and thousands of electronic bots plus human eyes. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to talk about they have no connection to the process of forming an independent thought. To the process of forming independent thought. So that's what is going. Oh man, you know what, Kenji? This is a very good thing that you brought up because now I'm going to do a show on it. And I might have you on the culture check. I'm gonna do a show about this on the culture check, and I need you to come on and explain it. That'd be a good show. But we're talking about Megan Thee Stallion's interview. We're talking about DJ Akademiks still going out with Rock Nation and Joe Budden podcast. Joe Budden saying that Drake's pen, nobody's scared of it anymore. That was a comment that Wayno, I believe, made. No, I believe Jay Nolan may have made it. Joe Budden made it. And then there was a couple of people on the Joe Budden show that disagreed, saying, oh, Drake picture, he could be talking to Jay. You know, Ice and Ish. Oh, boy. And I like Ish. But man, oh, man. You know, and I like Drake. And I'll always be a fan of Drake's music, right? I'll always be a fan of Drake's music, and because of everything he's accomplished in music, he's always going to be one of the tops. Whether he's top 10 or not, that leave up to your discretion. With top 15, right? He's always going to be up there in the tops. But to me, in my opinion, this is only my opinion, judging from the era I came up with, he can never be considered the GOAT. Because he had help writing his bars. I'm not talking about melodies and hooks. You can still be the GOAT if you have people writing your melodies and hooks. You can still be the GOAT if you may have had somebody write a verse once or gave you a couple of lines here and there. But when you got verses like 1 and 2 full verses and the structure of a song, and that's on tape, and there's people clearly writing your bars for you, nah, you can't be the GOAT. You could be one of the greats. But that's the reason why a lot of the greats and the old greats and the legends, they will never consider Drake as the GOAT. Regardless of how much Akademiks comes and jerks him off on camera, and how much he whines and cries and takes Drake's man milk down his throat, it's not, at the end of the day, he will never be considered the GOAT. It's kind of like Barry Bonds and Mark McGwire and all them when they found out they were on steroids. Yeah, they hit those home runs, but now people start thinking, if they were never on steroids, would Barry Bonds have hit 70 home runs in one season? Would he have done that if he wasn't on steroids? And that's the reason why he's not in the Hall of Fame. Because what happens is, as unfair as it is to Drake, when you see reference tracks for certain songs, you start saying, well, what other reference tracks are there? If there's reference tracks for this, what about the ones that didn't come out? Man, did he write 5 a.m. in Toronto? Then you start thinking about all the good ones, all the ones that you like. So did he even write 5 a.m. in Toronto? Did he even write 9 p.m. in Dallas? You would like to think he did. But once reference tracks come out for songs, you have the right to question whether he's been getting people writing some of his other stuff. Now, me personally, I already know he can write. The thing that saves Drake is, I think the thing that saves Drake and gives him the benefit of the doubt is that he has written for other people. So we know he can write. So we know it's not that. He's written for other people. So we know it's just like, oh, Drake can't write lyrics, so he goes and hires other people. But my point is that it? Is it just a little mischief songs, like the B-side songs or the lower quality songs, like running to the tent with my woe? Like, I don't care about that. That song was garbage to me anyway. I'm kind of glad Drake didn't write it, because I was like, this song's trash. But if he didn't write all his bars for I Got Enemies, I Got a Lot of Enemies, that's gonna be a problem. Because that's one of a lot of people's favorite records. If he didn't write 5 a.m. in Toronto, because I remember a little while ago somebody was coming out saying they wrote 5 a.m. in Toronto. If I ever found out that was true, 5 a.m. in Toronto is one of his most lyrical lyrics, one of his most lyrical records. I don't want to believe it, and that's why I didn't entertain the young man who came out before. But if it ever was brought to the light that he was telling the truth and he wrote a lot of 5 a.m. in Toronto, I'm going to lose a lot of respect for Drake, because that record was the first record where I said, oh, yeah, this nigga can rap. This nigga here can rap. When I heard 5 a.m. in Toronto, that was at that point in time is why I said, oh, yeah, this nigga can rap. And if it turns out that record, he didn't even write all of it, and that's the record where I gave him credit for being one of the top lyricists, then I'm going to have to take that credit back. So I just hope I never find that out to be true. But there was a guy who was playing a record. He was playing 5 a.m. in Toronto, and he was doing his rap. And it was sounding like a reference track. Now, some people said that ain't true. He made it afterwards. He used the AI. I guess we'll never know. But he disappeared. He wasn't saying anything. That was during the whole time with Kendrick. So a lot of people feel as though they were using that to try to slag Drake. And maybe that's true. I kind of hope it is true. I kind of hope that was AI and he wrote that record. One of his best lyrical records. But right now, they're trying to pit him against Jay-Z, and that's what Joe Budden podcast was talking about. So we're going to go over what they said, what my man Jay Nolan said, and we're going to start off looking at some of the things from the Megan Thee Stallion interview. All right? Now, let's go through here. There's a couple of things before. Let's get started with the show first, right? Let's start with the show first, man. All right, so this is Heaven Hollywood Experience. Your boy Heaven Hollywood. If you want to support the stream, it's $ Heaven Hollywood. I always say everybody that comes in the stream, just go send $3 through $ Heaven Hollywood. I be saying that to y'all, and only a couple of people support me. Shout out to Jocelyn, who came through. Man, Jocelyn be blessing the brother. She also sent some money to my daughter for her birthday. So shout out to my girl Jocelyn. She came through and blessed me on the donation tip. So if y'all want to support the stream, it's $, Heaven Hollywood. Everybody in the stream that in Twitter, not Patreon, because if you're on Patreon, that means you've already paid me. If you are watching it on Patreon, but if you're watching it through Twitter or YouTube, do me a favor and go support the stream through Cash App. $2, $3, whatever you can say. All right. We are going to be getting into this show, man. It is the Heaven Hollywood Experience. I'm your host, Heaven Hollywood. So we're going to get into it, man, when we get back.
Gotta get to see something. Look, one way or another, we gon' get our family up about to get her. Brother, you was out of pocket, no, I didn't stutter. I drop it back in the trap when investing in the streets, you try to recover. In this world, you could only rep one or two things, stick down to the butter. Whoa, you only rep one or two things, is the guns in the butter. Whoa, you only rep one or two things, is the guns in the butter. I drop it back in the trap when investing in the streets, you try to recover. In this world, you could only rep one or two things, stick down to the butter. Sleeping patterns kinda complicated, ain't no time for wasting, we some entrepreneurs. I feeling like Scarface on top of the balcony, the wood is yours. Took some losses, I was down bad. Napoleon complex, I'm mad, about to put the game up in the clad bag. Signed, sealed, and delivered. Chicken dinners, or you roll with the winners. Taking over for the summer. I double back for the winner. I be with the scammers and spinners. Innovators in the middleman. All my riders got a dental plan. None of my shooters got Instagrams. Bang, bang. Got some rich headed out of bounds. Had to hop in the Renty to ride around. About to switch up the whisk cause they stalking now. Whispering body dropping on my side of town. Flick of finesse. Known to stay up out the mess. Business is never personal. We can politic the rest. I got a plug and they made me a plug. All my moves on they need to know. Rapper weed got me speaking slow. Bet you pay attention when we speaking up. Keep it drown, you gon' sink or you swim. In the field, we be getting it in. Type of pressure that took boys and the men. Fly got a family back at it again. Yeah. One way or another, we gon' get our family up about to get her. Brother, you was out of pocket, no, I didn't stutter. I drop it back in the trap when investing in the streets, you try to recover. In this world, you could only rep one or two things, stick down to the butter. Whoa, you only rep one or two things, the guns in the butter. Whoa, you only rep one or two things, the guns in the butter. I drop it back in the trap when investing in the streets, you try to recover. In this world, you could only rep one or two things.
Good evening, everybody! It's your boy! Heaven Hollywood! Live, the Heaven Hollywood Experience. What is today? Oh, man, that took a lot out of me. I'm a little under the weather, but man, August 13th, I believe. August 13th, 2026. More than halfway through 2026 already. We'll be in 2027, y'all, in 4 months. Isn't that crazy? 4 months. This year be over with already. Time is just passing by, man. Time is just flying by. Crazy. Shout out to my boy Lo for the theme song. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Hey. Couture Bay. Make sure y'all following Couture Bay. I just checked out her show on the replay tip. All right. So we're going to be talking about, again, we're going to go through some of the things of Megan Thee Stallion. You know, I'm not going to do the whole interview. I did watch the interview. But, you know, I'm not going to play the whole interview because they'll be dinging me, and, you know, YouTube likes to mess with me. So we're going to look at some of the things, right, that she said. There was a thing I wanted to touch on. Hold on. Something I wanted to touch on. And then we'll get into the shits, right? Oh yeah, and this thing with Chloe, like I got into it. Let me. I want to talk about Chloe. I also want to talk about we're gonna talk about Young Miami. We'll start off. We'll talk about Young Miami, right? Let me see. Young Miami was on. We'll start off with her, right? Young Miami was on Angela Yee, right? So, and they asked her, hold on. I think it's a nice place to start because you can start slow. She was on Angela Yee. I call Angela Yee the Queen of New York. She was on the Queen of New York Way Up show. And she got into a talk about depression, right? Now, as we all know, Young Miami, like, really came up, probably has the song of the summer, or at least, you know, battling for the song of the summer, right? With Spin That. Now, even though I'm not a fan of that type of music, like I call it ratchet rap, ratchet rap, I'm not really a fan of ratchet rap, but it was a big record, right? So you can't take that from her. And I'm a Carisha fan. I'm a Carisha fan.
All of these shit at once.
I always have been, right? I was one of the ones that was saying, oh, don't be letting people tell you not to rap. And when they were saying, oh, maybe she should be a model, I was like, no, she's a rapper. She came up with the City Girls. She held the City Girls down when JT was in jail for shenanigans. It was Carisha who was out there with boots on the ground, getting them collaborations to keep them afloat. So I thought she always got a short end of stick and never deserved all the criticism she got, right? So shout out to everybody who entered into the chat. So I always said Carisha deserves the benefit of the doubt because She held the City Girls down while JT was in jail. Is she lyrically a better rapper than JT? No. But they mixed great as a group because to me, she was the face of the City Girls. To me, it's kind of like Salt and Pepper. People always thought, for whatever reason, that Pepper was a better rapper than Salt. Now, me, I beg to differ. I always liked Salt better. But Salt was the face of Salt and Pepper. Salt was the face card. Not saying Pepper was bad looking, just like I'm not saying JT's bad looking. But the face card of Salt and Pepper was Salt. A lot of people considered the rapper to be Pepper. Pep's on the set, make you feel hot, make you work up a sweat. Because Pepper had that rough, you know what I mean? She was like Remy Ma before Remy Ma. I'll take your man. Either give him up or get slammed. I'll take your man. Right? So, you know, Pepper was like the voice, like the guys, all the guys wanted Pepper. That's the reason why Tretch went out and went to Pepper. All the guys, even though Salt was, you know, the pretty, short, petite, pretty one, right? Pepper was the one that most of the guys wanted, especially the rappers, the homeboys. Most of them wanted Pepper. Right? Me, I was always a Salt. I was Sandy. I mean, Cheryl. Sandy's Pepper. Cheryl. Salty, that's me flipping on MC. I'm not gonna waste my time on the strength I'll be. Deaf, dope, done, completely phenomenal. You know, right? Yeah, come on now. Oh, I'm supposed to believe it. MTEEs. Glass Salt is making cheese. That was my girl. But I always thought that Carisha deserved more than what she got. When I think a lot of people started hating on Carisha when she started hanging out with Diddy. And once again, that's that social media world that starts taking things outside of music, right? They didn't care that she was holding the group down while JT was in jail. They didn't care about that. They didn't care about her securing the Cardi B joint and securing. I believe JT was still in jail when "In My Feelings" came out. I'm not sure. Maybe she wasn't. But a lot of those things, Carisha was securing. Right? No, but see, here's the thing. Kenzie. She never said Diddy peed on her. Y'all said Diddy peed on her. She never ever said, see, that's the Mandela effect. That's what we call the Mandela effect. All right? Carisha has been with more men before Diddy. Diddy was not her first man. She got 2 kids prior to getting with Diddy. But y'all assumed Diddy peed on her. She never said Diddy peed on her. Right? Y'all assumed Diddy peed on her. But Diddy ain't the only person out there peeing on people. You see R. Kelly, right? R. Kelly was peeing on people. These niggas pee on girls every day, B. You got regular niggas peeing on girls. Niggas been peeing on girls for decades. It didn't just start with Diddy. But y'all said that. She never said that. She just said she likes to get peed on. She like it. Now later she came out and said she was just saying that to ramp up the show, like just to be different from Trina. That's what she came out and said later on. She's like, I really actually never even did it. So it's up to whoever to believe. People do that all the time. It's called clout chasing. People clout chase all the time. And the problem is when people say things that social media people want to be true, they're going to say, oh, it's true. But if they say something that they don't want it to be true, oh, they lying. So if she came out and said something that y'all didn't want to be true, y'all would say she's lying. But if she says something and y'all want it to be true and she later on say, oh, I was just lying because I was just clout chasing, nah, you was really telling the truth. You really did that. So that's the problem with social media. We don't even really truly know. The only person that knows whether she's really been peed on or not is her. And the person who did it, if they did it. Right? That's the only two people, or three, whoever was in the room if it happened. Right? Because on this internet, we can say anything. Right? We can say anything on the internet. And the only people who really know whether it's true or not is usually the person that's telling the story. So she got on Angela Yee, looking good as usual, the girl Carisha, and she got into her thing about depression. So we're going to take a little look at that, right? And then, like I said, we're just going through the internet, see what we can see to talk about. All right.
I had to keep working. Like that's literally what I had to do because I think that when you have a lot of time to think, you get pulled into that deep depression.
That's so true.
So it's like when you working and you constantly moving, you kind of like So I had to stay busy. Like whenever I catch myself going into that depression, I'm like, book me a studio. Because I'd rather go have these emotions in the studio. I'm around people. I'm doing something that I love, music. So it's like that's what I was doing. But I ain't gonna lie, it was a lot of times where I was laying in bed just crying though.
Yeah. What do you think like was affecting you the most, like emotionally, like for you
Eddie,
to get
just
into
say
that
it.
moment? Is it like the
Eddie.
criticism
You had
from
a lot
people?
going on at
No, it was just a lot. It was a lot. Like I'm telling you, it was three things happening at once. Okay. And it was so crazy.
And one of those things was Diddy.
All of this shit at one time. How do you juggle this? This is a lot on one person.
Yeah, I can agree.
You know, when they say though, sometimes when the biggest thunderstorms come, that's when the sunshine is coming right after. And going through that, it makes you appreciate things. It makes you move different. It gets rid of people in your life.
It makes you so appreciative. Yes.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa, this is a lot. I remember telling myself, I'm like, damn. When I sat and like realized what I was going through, I'm like, how the fuck I'm gonna get out of this? Like, how am I gonna pull I need somebody right now. Like, and it wasn't nobody there.
Right.
But my kids.
Yeah.
It wasn't nobody there.
Which is great. Them kids will make you feel like
in Santana he was there, but I'm saying beside I'm saying like in my home with me.
Right.
It's just me and my kids. So I have to figure out how do I put on this mask and still be mom. But I'm going through all of this shit.
That's so hard. And people don't really, a lot of people don't understand that. You know, being a mom, having to do things on your own, having to be strong,
and having to protect your kids too,
and not really having nobody to like talk to too.
Yeah,
that's another thing. Like I'm more of a person. It's kind of like I be trying to deal with it on my own because I don't want to be that baggage on somebody else. You know, so it's like a lot of times I try to deal with things on my own.
That woman, no, she fine. Okay, so that was pretty much her talk about she going into a depression, and that's what a lot of people fail to see about celebrities. They are regular people. They go into depression like everybody else, right? And of course, one of the things was Diddy, because when you got somebody in your corner that happens to be close to a billionaire, Diddy wasn't a billionaire, But when you got somebody that's in your corner that pretty much helped change your life after she got the Carisha, Please, is that what it's called? After she got the Carisha Please, she won 2 awards for her podcast. Her money went up. Then she got the game. Like, she got all of that, those things, those accolades. Then she got a brand deal, right? She got all of those accolades based on Carisha Please. Right? I mean, let's just keep it a buck. She got all those accolades based on Carisha Please. And then her status went up because Diddy was behind it. So, and then she was on Revolt. If you notice, ever since Diddy got locked up, she only did maybe 2 or 3 more Carisha Please episodes where they were nothing like when he was out. So a lot of her business, because her and JT split up, right? A lot of her business started to fold because she didn't no longer have Diddy, where, I mean, if she was like, okay, I can't really pay, this is going to be 200, 300,000. Diddy said, I got it. You just concentrate on doing content. Right? Because one time that's what she said in a private conversation. I mean, yeah, she did say, Diddy pays for everything. And when you got somebody that's paying for everything, that's a big load off of you. So that means no matter, all she had to do, she said that he just told her, you just concentrate on getting content. You just concentrate on creating content. That's all you need to concentrate on. So when you got somebody that's behind you saying that, when all you got to do is come up with, the concept, or come up with who you're going to interview, what questions you're going to ask. When all you got to do is that's a big load off your shoulder. Right? So that had to be one of the things. The other 2 things, I'm not really too familiar with her outside life or what else could have been going on. It could have been something with, a family member. The JT thing was another thing. That's definitely one of the things she was talking about, because she did speak on that before, about how it was like going through a breakup. Right? So, yeah, and when she says that there was nobody there, well, that's because Diddy was her guy. That's who she was seeing. Even though he was seeing other girls, that's what the love contract is all about. It's the same thing with Floyd Mayweather. He runs the same contract. When you're all those girls that are in Floyd's house, and years ago, I spoke to one of them who was no longer in the house, and she came on my radio show and told me how it is in Floyd's house. It's like, we can only date him, but he can date whoever he wants. He can date any of the girls in the house, but we can't have a man outside of him, or else we get kicked out. Do CB have that too? Who? Chris Brown? Chris Brown don't technically have it, right? It's just that the girls that his baby mothers, right? His baby mothers, they're all to expect that he's going to smash those other baby mothers whenever he wants. So I don't even think Chris Brown sat them down and was like, hey, listen, this is what it is. This, that, and that. I don't even think it was that. I think he told them individually, like, look, that's my baby mother, and, shit gonna happen. That's what I believe. Now, the Jada girl seems to be now starting to become more of his Karuchi. Because as you can see, she sits by, she don't really mind him up on the girls. The other girl, she don't like that. The diamond chick, and especially the other girl who looked like Karrueche, Amina, I think her name is. She don't really like all that stuff you're doing, but Jada seems to be more receptive to it. That's why she went off on the other girl and said, "Girl, you need to play your position." So I think that's why he tends to cater to Jada, because Jada seems a little bit more with the bullshit. You know what I mean? She seems like she's gonna, she sits up there, and while he's grinding on these girls, she's out there watching, and she just bopping her head and clapping, and so she cool with it. Those other girls, not so much. They're not really cool with it like that. And that's how Karrueche was. You know what I mean? That's how Karrueche was. That's why he missed Karrueche so much, because Karrueche was with the threesomes. You know what I mean? At one time, he was seeing them both, and he was seeing her and Rihanna, and Karrueche was willing to stay with. Karrueche was willing to share them. Rihanna wasn't. So that's when Rihanna said, it's going to be rice cake or birthday cake. He chose rice cake. He was like, I love birthday cake, but I can't give up the rice cake. Well, then Rihanna said, if you can't give up rice cake, you can't have birthday cake. You can't have your rice cake and birthday cake too. Karrueche was like, if you want rice cake and you want to have birthday cake, 2 times a week, I'm cool with it. Rihanna was like, no, it's either birthday cake, or no cake, as far as I'm concerned. And Chris Brown couldn't make a decision. Rihanna told him he's got to make a decision, and Chris Brown's like, as much as I love Rihanna, I don't know, this rice cake be kind of sweet. So Rihanna said, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, fuck you, nigga. Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, fuck you, nigga. So that was the end of that. But yeah, when you're with Diddy and you in that love contract, Diddy, Floyd Mayweather, Neo now. Well, Neo is just in a what's it called? What's those things called that Neo is in? Wherein you're all in a relationship with him. What's up, Star? You're all in a relationship with him. He's a polygamist. What's up, Marcel? So Young Miami depressed because she doesn't like the decisions she's made. No, I don't think it's that she don't like the decisions that she's made. I think she's more depressed of how they turned out. Right? And because, again, she fell in love with Diddy. And I'm sure she had no idea. A lot of people didn't. A lot of people is hearing the Diddy stuff for the first time. People didn't know that him and Cassie was having escort. The way he used to go crazy, the way he was so possessive over Cassie. You know what I'm saying? He pretty much damn near broke Drake's arm over Cassie. So the way he was so possessed, and he went crazy when another celebrity tried to push up on Cassie. So it was a shock to a lot of people that, damn, you was letting other men hit off Cassie. Like a lot of people be swearing that everybody. No, they didn't. No, they didn't. Nobody said that. I didn't see anybody saying, "Oh, did he be letting niggas hit Cassie off?" I've never heard people say that. Nobody knew that was going on. Nobody knew that was going on. right? So my point is, I believe that she is, if Diddy is up on somebody, and I know all the women be like, oh, not me, but all y'all say that until the situation is upon you, until you got a nigga close to a billionaire that's pretty much telling you, don't worry, I'll pay for everything. Everybody say it's not me. That's only because you ain't got a nigga that's been willing, that's offering to do it. I done seen girls freaking pretty much sell their soul for a nigga working at the post office with a pension. So imagine a dude that's almost a billionaire. Right? So he taking her on $200,000, $300,000 shopping sprees, giving her $75,000 to spend or to hold on to. What's up, Crimson? You know what I'm saying? So, and then on top of that, Scorpio. Women fall in love with us. We our birthday the same day. Women fall in love with us. Not that Diddy's is the greatest looking guy, but Diddy's a charming nigga. Pause. Right? Or no H to Izzo. Right? November 4th, Scorpios, we're just charming. We can't help it. Right? So, but Diddy's always been like that. Like even since way back in the day, like before he blew up. Like I told a story about when I saw, Diddy when he was messing with Coco from SWV. That was way before he was even blew up. So he was always able to pull girls. Like even before he was rich. Because he pulled Misa and he didn't hardly have any money. Right? He pulled Misa, and Misa was one of the hottest girls in New York when Diddy pulled her. So you give a dude that already got game, right? You give a dude that already got game, and now you give him some money? Millions? Now, Diddy ain't never been broke, right? He's never been broke. Remember, his father was, a mobster. His mama, I believe, was a nurse. So I don't really know. I don't remember what mother was. But he's always dressed fly. Like, his mother was a hustler too. So he always had money. Or somewhat. He never looked like the other kids in the area. Right? But he is one of them people who got the gift of gab. I got a cousin like that. And I've told that story before. But I got a cousin from Miami who's like that. And girls would look at him and be laughing because he always dressed different from everybody. He came up to New York from Florida. This nigga had, remember he's in Florida. This nigga had on these nut crunching ass shorts, white shorts, right? Now we in New York. We ain't used to seeing white like that. This nigga came up from Florida. He came up and stayed with us years ago. Shout out to my cousin Kenny. And he had on white, tight ass nut huggers shorts, some white shoes, and and like a shirt unbuttoned or whatever, right? This nigga getting off the airport, and I said, "Look at this nigga here." Right? He walking in the streets with the stuff on, right? I remember he used to being in Florida. Now, back in the day, like 80s and 90s, It was the New York dudes that when they go down south, they pull all the girls because the down south chicks love New York niggas back then, right? They didn't have the access they have now. Girls down south loved New York niggas, like love niggas from up east. So he coming up east from Florida. I was like, man, this is embarrassing. I'm sitting here trying to find out how I can disassociate myself from this nigga, right? Like, damn, I don't want people to know that's my cousin. Let me tell you something. This nigga hopped off the plane, right? We picked him up from the airport about 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, right? He up in New York, still looking like he from Florida. Now, if you from the States, you might be familiar with a store called Pathmark, right? This nigga went in the Pathmark. He was like, oh, I got to get some stuff. I'm gonna get some food for myself or whatever, right? He walking in Pathmark with them tight ass white shorts, right? White shoes. I'm like, come on, cuz. Right? This nigga go in Pathmark. He was in there about 20 minutes. I look down, 25 minutes, 30 minutes. I'm like, what's taking this nigga so long? He come, no lie. This nigga came back to the car holding a chick hand and brought her to the car like, oh, y'all wanted to do this to my cousin. Yo, this is a bad Haitian chick too. I was like, what? This nigga came back to the car. He went into the store for the first time. This is his first time ever in New York. First time ever. He got on white nut crunchers with white shoes and a tight ass shirt. And he's in New York. And I'm like, he gonna stick out like a sore thumb. Everybody gonna know. I'm taking him talking about, yo, we gonna go to LeBrock. I'm gonna get you some New York clothes. No, cuz I'm good. I bought my clothes with me. I'm good. I'm like, yeah, but bro, you bought all Florida stuff. Like, you bought clothes that you wear in Florida. Like, we dress different up here. I'm good, cuz I'm good. This nigga came out holding this bad chick's hand. Star said she was tired in New York too. Somebody said, yeah, I want to introduce you to our cousin. So he's like, then he tells her, so I'm going to go home and shower. And why don't you come by about 7? I said, what? She said, okay. This nigga ran. This nigga said, ha-ha! Like he used to do that Morris. He still do it to this day too. He used to do that Morris Day laugh. So after he was like, so I'm gonna go home, I'm gonna run home and shower and send my food up. And why don't you come by? He gave her our address. He was living in our basement. Why don't you come by about 7 o'clock? She was like, okay. Walked up, he said, I said, what the fuck? So this nigga, meanwhile, I've been living in New York all my life. I don't never pull bitches out of Pathmark. Never. I'm like, yo, I go here all the time. I don't never pull bitches that look like that. And I'm from here. So She came over first day. First day. Then, I know, I'm definitely not Southern. But see, you have to remember something, Desi. Back in those days, girls in the East Coast wasn't feeling like Southern niggas wasn't up like how they are now, right? Southern niggas wasn't up like that. Like the only people that was feeling Southern dudes was Southern girls at that time, right? And most of the Southern girls, whenever it was something down that way, like a Freaknik or a spring break or whatever, they was all running to the beach for the East Coast guys. They were like, they all run for the East Coast guys. So it was just wild that he came from the South up here. Then, if that wasn't bad enough, my brother's god sister, Tracy, right? Shout out to Tracy. Tracy was like the baddest chick on the block. Nobody. You hear me? Nobody could get with Tracy, especially if you lived on that block. You can just forget it. She was one of them older, like she had the good job, right? She had the good job, and she went and she was just like above dudes on and she was older than most of the guys on the block. The ones that were her same age, she was like, they like my brother, like, because we all knew each other on the block. So if you on the block, you had no shot. This nigga came out. He saw Tracy. He was like, who is that? And I was like, oh, that's Wesley's, my brother. I said, that's Wesley's god sister. He was like, oh man, I got to get that. Now this time Tracy was dating somebody too. Tracy was dating somebody. And I was like, yo, cuz you may have pulled the Haitian girl in the store, but this is another level right here. Tracy is another level. She's still, I saw her on Facebook the other day. She's still fine. Right? She is definitely the definition of black don't crack. Right? So he was like, no, I got to get that. This nigga went outside. Tracy pulling up. She used to pull up in that little silver car. She went outside. She came outside. This nigga ran outside in them damn tight ass shorts. I said, okay, now let me tell you something. It ain't gonna work. It's not gonna work with Tracy. It's definitely not gonna work. And at first, it didn't. At first, it did not work, right? So after he came out there with his little whatever, she called me. She said, come here. And she said, that's your cousin? Right? And I said, yeah. That's my cousin Katie from Miami. So she started busting out laughing, right? And she was like, oh, okay. So then, but every day that she came home, he came running out the door. No matter how much she rejected him, he come running out the door, right? She pull up, he run outside. Oh, how was your day? Blah, 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 And then she would be telling him, like, I told you I got a boyfriend, blah, 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 You ain't I'm such you nice, son, but you are not my type. She told him this. You are not my type. Kenny was like, well, what's your type? Because I'm a chameleon, right? So I still remember this like it was yesterday. This was so wild about this. This had to be 28, 29 years ago, right? Well, what's your type? So that Morris Day shit. So then she was like, not you. So then he said, well, I'm asking you. Because like I said, I'm a chameleon. I change with the weather. I change with the times. I can adapt. So what is your type? I'm asking you what your type is. So she probably said, oh, you gotta be responsible, you got a job. I got a job. He was up there, he was only up there a week and he had a job already. I got a job. I'm a welder, right? And he was saying all these things to her, but then every single day that she pull up, he run outside, he's staying out there a little bit longer than he was the day before. And I'm like, this nigga is really wearing her down. I'm wearing you down. I'm wearing you down. Remember Urkel? I'm wearing you down, girl. I'm wearing you down. So every day he's staying out there longer. And then finally, that nigga said, I'm going over Tracy's house. I said, what? He said, I'm going to Tracy's house. And then he's like, when she said when she get off work to come over and we gonna kick it. And then she pulled up, that nigga said, there go Tracy, I'm gone. So now, meanwhile, he got the Haitian chick that's coming to see him like 2-3 times a week or whatever. He done started a relationship with her. But she was no match for Tracy. His Haitian chick, I forgot her name. Like Deja or I forgot her name. And she was cute. She had a little Haitian accent, whatever. Had a little cute gap in the teeth. I still remember how she looked. She was a cute, nice, slim body. But Tracy was a little older, more settled, thick. I mean, so this girl was like a girl. Tracy was like a woman. I think Tracy may have been, no, she wasn't older than Kenny, but she was close to his age. Right? But he started dating her, and everybody was mad. They were like, yo, when your cousin going home? Dudes was on the block like, when your cousin going home? So I say all this to say, I didn't mean to get off into a rant. I'm going to put that, when I have my stories, my life or whatever, a lot of stories about my cousin is going to be in there. But I say that to say she fell for Diddy. I don't know how I got on that from Diddy. But so that is a lot of her issue, is that she missed Puff. And I believe when he come out, she's going to try to get back up with him again. I truly believe that. Now, I don't know whether he will or not. He might. He might. So I'm glad that right now things seem to be working out for her. Because like I said, I like Carisha. All right? I like Carisha. A lot of people's asking her about Tyler or whatever, right? So that's that. Now, let's get into this Tyler Rihanna situation. Let's get into that real quick, right? We'll touch on it. So, y'all put a 1 in the chat. Make sure you go support the channel. It's a $ Heaven Hollywood. Everybody that's in the chat, you know, when you have Twitter and Twitch, and YouTube. Now, in about 30 minutes, everybody that's on YouTube, you're going to have to switch over to Twitch. I'm going to let you know right now, twitch.tv/Heaven Hollywood. Switch over to Twitch because soon the stream on YouTube is not going to be available anymore. You have to catch it on Twitch, all right? So it's Twitch. I put it up in the thing. Hold on. I'll put the Twitch joint on the bottom. Wait, it's Twitch.tv. All right. So that's the Twitch channel. Y'all gonna have to make sure that y'all add on Twitch, all right? Because you're gonna lose the stream after a while. So let's talk about this situation because I didn't understand it. You know, I didn't know that this was really a thing. I thought it was people more about speculation. Now, when I did report that, you know, this could be an issue, everybody said, no, I was reaching, I was starting trouble, this, that, and the third, right? But now, here we go. Here we go. Couple of months later, now everybody want to talk about, oh, yeah, Tyler is shading Rihanna. So, y'all put a 1 in the chat if y'all still hear me, and make sure you go to $ Heaven Hollywood, which is my Cash App, and just send your boy $2, $3, whatever you can afford, just to support the channel, all right? Because we are no longer monetized on YouTube, and I don't know when it's going to happen again. All right. All right, thank you, Crimson. So we have this Tyler situation, right? Now, Tyler, remember I told y'all, or if y'all don't remember, I told y'all about something called deactivation, right? I told y'all about that. And what the deactivation thing is basically whenever a star, right, a huge star, what's up, Laureen? Whenever a huge star starts getting up there in age, close to the 35, right? Close to the age of 35, what they start doing is, especially the black ones, but it happens for the white ones too, women, what they start doing is looking for someone to replace you, because by the time you turn 40, they're going to be getting ready to deactivate you and phase you out. Now, when you are deactivated, that does not mean you're not making music anymore. That does not mean you can't get gigs. It does not mean you can't get booked. It does not mean you can't have concerts or you can't get brand deals. It means they are taking away a lot of your budget. And you are no longer their priority. Right? So as artists start getting older, the record label starts to move their priority towards somebody who they feel as though they can turn into you. Right? Because you're getting older now. So now they want to recreate the effect. So they're going to go out and get somebody not necessarily like you, but somebody that is similar enough, right? That they're thinking their audience, they can pull, other than the new audience they're going to build, they're hoping because of the style or whatever, or the similarity, that they're going to pull some of the audience of the person you're replacing, right? It happened with Cardi B and Nicki Minaj. A lot of people who were Nicki Minaj fans, who I know personally, once Cardi B came, all of a sudden they jumped ship. And they became Cardi B fans. A lot of the Cardi B fans that I knew, I was like, wait a minute. I thought you liked Nicki. We got into one of the guys, Mouse Jones, we got into an argument one time about Nicki Minaj and Lil' Kim. And he was telling us about how Nicki was the queen of rap, Lil' Kim's washed up, just like we had this big old argument. And he was like, oh, Lil' Kim is washed up, she's old news, Nicki Minaj is this, And then by the time Cardi B came out, he was doing the same thing to Nicki Minaj that he was doing to Lil' Kim. Oh, Cardi B's the queen. Nobody's checking for Nicki no more. Blah, 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 blah. Other than her fan base, ain't nobody looking for her. Ain't nobody in the game checking for her. So I was like, damn, you sound the same way you were sounding when I was arguing about you about Lil' Kim and Nicki Minaj. Now you done changed. So they're figuring that Rihanna is, when she started getting up close to 35, she's past 35 now. She done settled down. She done had kids. So they're figuring Rihanna may not ever make music again. And they saw this coming. So that is why Tyler, when she came out and she was more like Afrobeat type of artist, this is why they are pushing her into the pop lane. This is why. They're trying to push her into the pop lane. Because they're thinking, we found our Rihanna replacement. Right? Now, years ago, there was a girl that they were thinking about using as the Rihanna replacement, but she was a little too early. Right? She was a little too early. And her name was Chantel, I believe. Her name was Chantel. If y'all remember Chantel, she had that hit. Now this song was supposed to be a Rihanna song, right? It was supposed to be a Rihanna song. But what happened is Chantel kept the song for herself. And the industry was trying to make her like be behind the scenes first, continue to help build up Rihanna. And then they were going to, I'll tell you, the industry is rough, man. After they have her help build up Rihanna, then their plan was to replace Rihanna with this girl, Chantel. Let me see if I can find a picture of Chantel. Right? Let's see right here. So, check this out. Giving y'all information. This is why I say y'all have to go to the Cash App and support your boy, because nobody else is going to tell y'all this. You're not going to learn this from anybody else except someone like me, right? Notice how I didn't say just me. Someone like me. There just ain't many like me's around. So, this is Chantel. This was supposed to be Rihanna. This was supposed to be Rihanna's replacement. Right? That was supposed to be Rihanna's replacement. But then what happened is she went against the program. She wanted Rihanna to do Impossible. I mean, they wanted Rihanna to do Impossible. She was like, no, I want to keep this all for myself. And then things started happening, and they pretty much phased her out and was like, well, you'll never get the opportunity. They wanted her to pretty much put herself on the back burner for about, 5-6 years or longer than that, because she was out in 2010. Rihanna didn't turn 30 until when? 2015? Something like that. But that was supposed to be who they're trying to make Tyler right now. All right. If y'all remember that song, and when you listen to it, you can be like, hell yeah, I thought it was Rihanna. Sounding on the mountain. Wait, what's some of the lyrics? I could be impossible. Tell them all I know now. Shout it from the rooftops. Write it on the skyline. All we had is gone now. It was a fire song. If Rihanna would have sung it, it would have been a smash #1 hit. If y'all don't remember it, go back and listen to it. And then think of Rihanna singing it. Right? It sounds just like a Rihanna song. You remember that song, Marcel? Now, can't you hear Rihanna singing that song? You know what I'm saying? So that's why it sounds so much like her. Cash App Heaven Hollywood. You know what I mean? Everybody in the chat right now, send $1. $2. Y'all got $2. You know what I'm saying? I'm not worth $2. Shit. So it's $ Heaven Hollywood, which is the Cash App. Now, this thing that's happened with Tyler, we've already heard the rumors about Tyler trying to get, and speak to Rihanna, and Rihanna not really being too receptive to Tyler. Well, that's probably because Rihanna knows that this is who the industry is trying to replace her with. You know what I'm saying? So Rihanna's probably like, well, hell. The same way how, what's her name? Mariah Carey felt about Ponytail. Y'all trying to replace me with this girl. Now y'all want me to usher her in and be receptive and help her take my spot? Hell no. So Pitchfork said Rihanna's long hiatus from music has left space for a sexy, infectious, fun, new voice. Tyler seems ready to occupy this lane. You see what I'm saying? Now you know the industry. You know Pitchfork works for the industry. So you know the industry had them say that. You know they did. So Tyler goes and she reposted it. She retweeted it. And boy, the Navy lit her ass up. Navy lit her up. Now, now her album, now they're making a big deal out of it, dropping out of the top 200. This is what I'm saying, man. Social media messes everything up. Social media messes everything up. Right. So I think Tyler later came on and pulled the old hack thing. Listen, Tyler. Nobody hacks X anymore. Stop it. Stop it. And there's the video of her pretty much not responding to Tyler. Showing that video from the Met Gala. Tyler tried to talk to her and she was like, no. Right? And after that, remember, Tyler went on and told pretty much her side of the story about what happened with Rihanna snubbing her or shading her or whatever, right? So let's get into that. This was her side of the story when people start talking about Rihanna shading her.
I look crazy right now, but I just woke up. My voice is raspy. But basically, y'all, everyone knows I love Ree. Oh my gosh. So I met her last year, and she was cool. I met her, but I think she was occupied because she was like, I went up to her, I was like, oh, hey, She was like, hey, my baby dad is calling me, and then she left. And I was like, oh, maybe she was busy. So I don't know. I felt awkward. What the heck? I felt awkward. I don't know how to say hi. If I feel like someone's busy, it's like, So this time, I was waiting for my call, and she was right there, and I was, yeah. So this time, yeah, I don't want to go up because I felt like she was busy. You know what I mean? And the last time she was busy. So I want to, like, when we do speak, if we do end up speaking ever, I want it to be like calm, so we both can just, vibe and talk nicely.
So you can tell it's now happened twice. First time could be circumstance. It could just be a coincidence. She happened to be busy. If it happens 2 times, sis, she just don't want to talk to you. He doesn't want to talk to you. Like I said, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, fuck you, nigga. So that needs to be Tyler. If I'm Tyler, right? If I'm Tyler, I'm like, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, fuck you, nigga. Because she knows now that it was not a mistake the first time. When it happens again in the same situation, and she's like, oh, she should just let it go. Oh, well, exactly. After the first time, like you said, okay, she could have just been busy. Right? She could have just been busy. After the second time, it ain't nothing to do with busy. She ain't fucking with you. She don't like you. There was also rumors that, A$AP Rocky was looking a little too long over in her direction, even though he never went up to her. He may have greeted her and spoke to her. And, Tyler got that. She's just naturally flirtatious, right? Where she's just normally talking to somebody and she talks with her eyes a lot. Tyler is very eye contacty she speaks with her eyes. You know, sometimes even when she don't say words, like her eye contact, her you know, her look, her little and you know, so women think she's just not, you know, women think she's flirting, but that's her natural personality. Right? So she comes across as flirting. So Rihanna wasn't feeling it. Right? Plus, we don't know what type of comments we've seen, right? We don't know whether A$AP Rocky, whether she walked in and A$AP Rocky was scrolling down Tyler's picture and then jumped out. Like, we don't know. We don't know what took place. We don't know what they were arguing about on that sprinter. We don't know whether Reed was saying, oh, so what the fuck was you looking over there so hard for? Yo, why the fuck was you smiling at that bitch? What you want? You want that bitch to replace me? Like the industry trying to do? The industry trying to play what you want? You want to replace me with that young bitch? You know, like, we don't know. We don't know what's taking place in these conversations. Like, where the hell is the lip reading girl when you need her? Right? So this whole thing now is going on, and people are feeling as though Tyler's like, well, this don't fuck with me, so why should I, you know, why should I give her grace? Fuck it. Right? Then Tyler was supposed to do an interview with Charlemagne, right?
That.
Now, I don't know whether she did the interview or she was supposed to do the interview with Charlemagne. Charlemagne comes out and says her team limited my questions. Like, her team said that I couldn't ask certain questions. So let's get into that. What Charlemagne is talking about.
That. Sometimes, depending what it is, like if it's something like really personal, you know, really serious, something I know is traumatizing, I'll be like, sure, I'll oblige. For this one, I said no.
Yeah.
And the reason I said no, they had 6 things they didn't want us to ask. You want to know what those 6 things were?
Yeah.
They didn't want us to ask about Kai Cenat. The whole "we friends" though thing.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
They didn't want to ask. They didn't.
Here's the thing. Either she is not dating Kai Cenat, but she wants people to think that she may be, or she is dating Kai Cenat, but she don't want people to know that she is. That's the way I look at it. Because certain people, streamers or whatever, Kai Cenat fans, oh, they would love that for him. Oh, he pulled Tyler. Oh, Kai and Tyler. Oh, you know, I love this for him and this, that, and other, right? And they know that Kai Cenat's got a big crush on Tyler. Right? So she's going to use that because her album is out. Her album was coming out on publicity before. This could have been before. And but she was saying, oh, don't ask these questions about Kai Cenat and this and the third. Let's see what else she said don't ask about.
They didn't want us to ask about her not being on tour with Chris Brown anymore. They didn't want us to ask about the color thing.
Injury.
They didn't want us to ask about her injury that she sustained. What else was it? They didn't want to ask us about who she was dating, which I wouldn't do anyway. And what was the other one? It was one it was just all frivolous
and
stuff.
Why? What are they trying to do? They're trying to protect an image that they're curating for her?
I have no idea. And that's why I said
but the Rihanna thing, comparing.
Oh yeah, and comparison, and it wasn't even Rihanna, it just said comparisons to other pop artists. That sometimes, depending what it is, like if it's something like really personal.
So I guess Charlemagne turned down. He's saying he turned down the interview because they had too many demands on what he couldn't ask. All right. And I don't blame Charlemagne. Like, I've done that in the past as well. You know, there was people who I wanted, right? She was cool. I think she's not. I'm trying to think. Tyler had responded. So where's the response? She was the night at a hotel. I don't remember. I don't know about all that. Remember when they spent the night at a hotel together? I don't know about that, but she had responded back and said something along the lines of, y'all know that's not even me, or something like that. She said something like, oh, come on now, y'all know I'm not even like that. That was not me. Tyler responds to backlash after reposting shady tweet of Rihanna claiming she was her replacement. So this was her response back. Okay. Let's take a listen to what this TikToker
is aware of what's happening.
Hold on. So after Tyler heard all of the backlash, this is what she responded back with. Okay.
Isla has responded to reposting shady tweet of Rihanna claiming that she's her new replacement, saying that she was hacked. Isla just posted to her Instagram story 2 hours ago saying, and y'all know that's not me. Y'all can keep trying to find ways for me to look like someone I'm not. Be for real, y'all dragging it. What's crazy is she's aware of what's happening and has access of her phone as of right now, but won't unrepost the article saying Tyla seems ready to occupy this lane after Rihanna's long hiatus from music has left space for a sexy, infectious, fun new voice. What do you think fans are going to infer when you reblog something like this? And this is definitely not the first time Tyla has pulled something like this. Fans are weighing in saying, so any other time she's not hacked, but only when it's convenient. Got it. I'd also like to get hacked every week at this point. Not gonna lie, her account doesn't repost many things, but reposted the Pitchfork article. I don't know. This all just seems a little clickbaity. Let me know your thoughts in the comments.
So here's my take, right? Let me come on camera. Fuck. Mother freaker. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. I dropped my damn coffee. Well, I need more than that. A paper towel. Paper towel. No, it's garbage. Are you still on live? Yes, I am. Hold my door. I dropped my coffee. Fuck. Hold on, y'all. Damn. Coffee was good, too. Wow. Wow. All right. All right. Piss me off, man. That damn Rock Nation. Every time I start talking about Rock Nation, look what happened. Rock Nation made me spill my coffee. Damn that Rock Nation. Can't stand their ass. I know they behind this. I know Jay-Z and that damn Desiree Perez are sitting up in there. Stat, you see what Rock Nation doing? As soon as I'm getting ready to tear in, as soon as I start bringing up, I know it's them. How all of a sudden my coffee just fall out of nowhere? Rock Nation's out to get me. They trying to silence me. All right. Rock Nation trying to silence me, y'all. It ain't gonna work, Desiree. I'll just order another coffee from Tim Hortons, motherfucker. Not gonna work, Desiree. I'm gonna talk about Rock Nation, whether you like it or not. Here? Stat said, don't let them silence you. All right. Where's this thing at? All right. So here's my thing. I definitely think she reposted it. I don't believe she was hacked. In 2026, nobody's hacking Twitter accounts anymore. If you're going to tell me that's your Instagram or your TikTok, maybe. Nobody's hacking Twitter anymore because people aren't even really into it like that anymore. A lot of the celebrities, if you take a look at their Twitter accounts, they barely use them. All right, they may go on them just to surf, just to see the news, whatever, but a lot of these celebrities have gotten rid of Twitter. A lot of them haven't posted in 2-3 years and stuff like that. So I don't buy that her Twitter was hacked. I think she reposted it, right? Because she saw her name in it and they're saying, oh, Tyler, and I don't think she was really thinking about the ramifications of it. But then again, if it starts off talking about Rihanna, she had to have read the article and felt as though, hey, my take is she felt like, fuck her. She don't want to talk to me. She don't fuck with me. So why should I continue to give her grace? People saying that I'm next up. So I'm agreeing with them. I am next up. Right? So that's my belief on that. I don't believe she was hacked. I believe she knew what she was doing and she did that on purpose. So that's my take on that, Rock Nation. You can get mad all you want. but you know, that was just a rumor that Tyler was going to be on Rock Nation. She's not on the Rock Nation. All right. I seriously doubt that they're going to put her underneath Rock Nation with Rihanna still there, even though that would be a crazy power move. Imagine having Rihanna in Rock Nation and then signing her replacement. Boy, Rihanna would be hot. Boy, she would be hot. she probably would stop fucking with Jay-Z. That would probably be the last straw. Rihanna did that. Right? So now let's jump. Hold on. Let's jump into this thing, man, with Megan Thee Stallion. Let's talk about the first. We'll give an update on the lawsuit. Okay, remember Megan is dealing with 2 different lawsuits right now. Still, she's got the lawsuit about the cameraman. I think she just won a lawsuit about some model tried to sue her over using her billboard. So I think that got dismissed, right? She won that. Now she's dealing with this, still the Milagro thing, right? With Milagro having to pay these fees. And one that didn't really go her way as of right now is the case that Emilio Garcia put her up for, and that was, it started out as a sexual harassment case and a failure to pay employees and stuff like that, right? So that case is moving on. I believe the sexual harassment stuff, I don't think that's in it anymore, right? So let's check in with my boy Document Tings, right? Let's see. Document Tings. All right. So they have an update on, damn, Beyonce's also in court. DJ Akademiks. We got to go one day. We just got to go over. Ice Spice is dealing with a lawsuit. This is wow. All y'all niggas is in court. All the hip hop is in court. Right. So Milagro Cooper, which is Millie. Let's see. We're going to get into some Megan Thee Stallion. We're going to give you an update on her court date, and then we're going to talk about her interview. All right. So here's the latest update with her court case against Milagro Grams International Millie. International Nino, right? So Milagro Cooper has filed her appellant's opening brief in the U.S. Court of Appeals for the 11th Circuit, asking the appellate court to reverse portions of the judgment entered in Megan Pete versus Milagro Elizabeth Cooper case. In the 55-page brief, Cooper asked the 11th Circuit to overturn several rulings made by the district court, include the following below: the district court's refusal to apply Florida anti-slap statute, the jury's finding of actual malice, the verdict on the altered sexual depiction claim under Florida law, the verdict in the international infliction of emotional distress claims. Remember, she was found liable for all of this. So she's filing her appellate brief to get them to reverse it. According to the brief, Cooper argued the district court improperly used Rule 60b-6 to reinstate the defamation claim after the jury found she should be treated as a media defendant. She contends the district court abused its discretion by granting what she characterized as extraordinary relief. The brief also argues that the district court should have applied Florida's anti-SLAPP statute, asserting that her commentary concerned matters of public interest and that the issue had been preserved during the trial proceedings. In addition, Cooper argues that the evidence was legally insufficient to support the jury's finding of malice, promotion of an altered sexual depiction, and intentional infliction of emotional distress, asking the appellate court to reverse those portions of a judgment as well. So remember, she was told that she had to pay these fees, but she's now filing an appeal to state that she was first granted permission to be recognized as media, so those fees didn't apply to her. I believe the original defamation didn't apply to her because they were saying that she was found in media and they had to give her a notice. They had to give her a cease and desist or, some sort of notice to inform the media since she's known as media. But since then, there seemed to be a change, and the court said that she has to pay these fees. So I think it came out to about 75 or 79,000, something like that. And she tried to get it dismissed or whatever. They said no. They denied her claims and said while she's waiting on her appeal, what she did is try to get them to put a pause on it. They denied that and said, nope, you have to pay it. So now this is her appeal to get it reversed, because she said that at first they told her she didn't have to pay these fees because she was considered media and they didn't give her proper notification. So that's what's going on with that case, right? Then, of course, a couple of days later, right, the case is moving on about Megan Thee Stallion and this Emilio Garcia case. So let's try to see what that's about. And of course, remember that was about the case that started as sexual harassment, but now it's become, I think it's like employee, like she didn't pay her employees or something like that, right? So this was back on, it said the federal judge issued a 64-page summary, judgment, opinion, and order, Emilio Garcia and Roc Nation, allowing several of Garcia's key claims against Megan Thee Stallion to move on. So in that case, Megan today hired another white man, Robert J. Burns of Holland and Knight LLP, filed a notice of appearance in the U.S. District Court for the Southern District of New York. Burns is now appearing on behalf of Megan Thee Stallion Entertainment, Inc. and Hot Girl Touring. Now, of course, when she does this, all of the Twitter lawyers and the ones who don't like Megan, or the ones who are on Millie's side, or Nicki Minaj fans, or what have you, the Nicki Minaj fan pages, now they start bringing out, oh, this lawyer, they were on with somebody else. It's like they're thinking that they're having these conspiracy theories. Oh, she added on. This goes to show that Roc Nation is in cahoots because she also worked with the big law firms are gonna usually work with the same people in the same organization. You know what I'm saying? That's the way it goes. It's nothing to do with a conspiracy theory, but they're going to work with the same folks sometimes, right? So I'm trying to see what they had brought up about this new lawyer. So they're trying to divulge another conspiracy. It was probably that Come With Facts page. Right? Motion to compel. Let's see here. So people are putting up the sign when she says she's got a new lawyer. I mean, she's entitled to bring on as many lawyers as she wants. But these people always want to make something be a here it is here. What makes this especially notable is that Holland & Knight is the same law firm that became the subject of Malago's Rule 60b-6 motion in her case against Meghan. Malago argued that an appearance of partially existed under 28 U.S.C. 55 because the husband of Chief Judge Cecilia Altanaga is a senior partner and board member of Holland & Knight, while the firm has represented interests connected to Meghan and Roc Nation. Judge Altanaga denied Meghan's rule motion through a paperless order without issuing a written opinion addressing the merits of those arguments. While that appearance issue is already under scrutiny, Meghan has brought a Holland & Knight attorney into a separate federal case involving her. Yeah, and they're going to be obviously, if they didn't say anything before, they're going to be allowed to get away with this one as well. I mean, I don't understand. Like I said, this is the problem with social media. These Twitter lawyers think that they know more than the law. They think that they know more than the courts. And they don't think that the courts know that this judge is married, this lawyer is married to this judge. They don't think that they know that? So they thinking that they coming out with a big, ooh, look at this. Oh, Come With Facts. We're using this from Come With Facts under the Section 107, used for criticism, Section 107 of copyright disclaimer, and used for criticism, analogy, entertainment, and commentary. So she believes that this Come With Facts page, who's a big Tory Lanez fan, right, and they can't stand Meghan, they're thinking that they're coming out with something. Oh, look, Judge Alton. What makes this especially notable is that Holland & Knight is the same law firm that became the subject of Malago's Rule 60b-6 in motion in her case against Meghan. Malago argued that an appearance of partiality existed under 28 U.S.C. 455 because the husband of Chief Judge Cecilia Altanaga is a senior partner and board member at Holland & Knight, while the firm has represented interests connected to Meghan and Roc Nation. Judge Altanaga denied Malago's Rule 60b-6 motion through a paperless order without issuing a written opinion addressing the merits of those arguments. While that appearance issue is already under scrutiny, Meghan has brought a Holland & Knight attorney into a separate federal case involving her. So what they're trying to do is, what this person online is trying to do is, once again, try to take the law into their own hands. This is the same issue they had with Tory Lanez. This is the same thing. Instead of these people these people on social media have these relationships with these celebrities that the celebrities don't even know that they got. Right? And they call themselves defending these celebrities and, oh, I'll do this for you and I'll do that for you. And then the celebrity ends up getting gassed up because these people online are telling them, oh, look what I found. Oh, look what I found. Oh, this person here. And that's how Tory Lanez started talking about Sean Holly and how she is associated with Rock Nation when he started hearing people online say it. But he knew that the whole time. He never used that. But he saw that people online started saying, he go, oh, yeah, maybe I could use that. Yeah, she had a show called Reasonable Doubt. So this is the conflict of interest. The judge is like, eh. You're taking all these internet talking points, buddy, and it's not helping you. You know what I'm saying? You use your lawyer. That's what you're paying a lawyer for. So you're paying your lawyer, but then you're letting people on the internet, try your case. So you start listening to stuff that they're saying. You're thinking that stuff that they're finding on the internet, oh, this is going to be the smoking gun. Oh, man, she researched and found out that this judge, that's going to happen. I'm sure that there's the judge that other celebrities are using, I'm sure they popped up. It might be related to somebody else or married to somebody else in the system. That's just the way it works. But I don't believe whatsoever that I believe Milagro, unfortunately, will probably listen to these people online, and then she will probably go and file another motion mentioning that, oh, she's married to the such and such and such. And they don't like when you do that. You know what I'm saying? They don't like when you try to say or insinuate that they're being shady or doing illegal things. They don't like that. And that's never going to really turn out well for you. All right? That's just my, advice to Milagro. Don't listen to these people online. Do not listen to them. It's not going to bed well for you. Do your own research. If you got a lawyer or if you're using AI, whatever the case may be. Don't let these people on the internet set you up for disappointment. All right. Now, Megan Thee Stallion spoke on Michelle Obama's podcast, and she said a few things that had some people, had a few people lifting up the eyebrows, and she got, of course, half the people hate Megan anyway, still from the Tory Lanez situation, whatever. But she was on with Michelle Obama, and we're just going to go over a couple of the things, right? Hold on. That she said. Hold on. So where's Kenji? Did Kenji leave? Where's Kenji at? Kenji, are you still in this live? Hope she didn't leave. All right. All right, so let's talk about some of the things that Megan Thee Stallion was talking about on the pod with Michelle Obama. Now, the first thing that people were talking about was Megan commenting on the hate she received since she had refused to be controlled or owned by anyone. As we all know, Megan went. She owns her own masters now, right? And she is an independent artist, being distributed by Rock Nation, I believe, or Warner Brothers or whatever. All right. So let's see here what Megan had to say. Ooh.
What your music means. Mm-hmm. And it's hard having somebody basically own you.
Yeah.
And sometimes it could be these somebody talking to me crazy, somebody telling me what I can and can't put out, somebody trying to control my artistry. I just was not having fun. Like, I was like, if this is what music is turning into, I don't want to do it. So luckily I was able to, get out of this deal. And ever since then, I was like, I don't ever want to be in a position where I feel like somebody has their foot on my neck. Yeah. I don't ever want to be in a position where I feel like somebody can openly disrespect me and be like, go get on that stage after this, or put out this music. Or actually, no, you can't put out music. Right. I never wanted to be in a position where I feel like somebody owned me. So everything that I've done, like going forward, has been Hot Girl Productions, my own label, in partnership with somebody else.
So she's actually talking about Carl Crawford, right? So where she said, where somebody can disrespect you and then tell you go get on the stage. That is pretty much what was happening with Carl Crawford and what is it, 1500 Entertainment, I believe it was, or 1501, where they was basically arguing and saying stuff about her in the social media, then saying, but you got to perform because you underneath the contract of me and this and the third. So she got out of that deal, owns her own stuff now, Hot Girl Productions, and is in partnership with, I believe it's Warner Brothers and Rock Nation as management or distribution, something like that. All right, so that was her comment on that. But that wasn't the one that got most of the commentation. She also talked about reintroducing the alter ego that really pretty much put her into the conversation. Most of the people came along that like Megan Thee Stallion. Most of them started liking her when she introduced Tina Snow to the world. And Megan talks here about her reintroducing Tina Snow.
I'm still working on my title right now. It's a persona that I feel like everybody has been acting like, oh, I want Tina Snow back. We need Tina Snow. I don't think she ever just actually left. I don't think she was never just not there. But I think giving her a proper rollout, a proper title, a reintroduction to hotties that may not have been with me since 2017, 2018. I think that this is like going to be a new experience for them. I think I'm just reintroducing my alter ego, Tina Snow. Like Tina is grown now, babe. Like she has been through lots of life since y'all heard from her last. And I have so many collaborations that I feel like the hotties have been asking me for, like from niche collaborations, like just like personal interest amongst me and the hotties. Collaborations that's overdue. Collaborations that have shocked the people, like really gagged alive. I feel like Act 3 is going to be one of my favorite projects I ever put out because I definitely took my time with this one. I feel like it was a portion of life where I was so super busy. I still got to be Megan Thee Stallion, but I can't be Megan Thee Stallion without no music. So I was in a rush to like do everything. I was like, dang, I got to hurry up and record these songs. And I'm trying to figure out parts of time where I can squeeze in recording. But for Act 3, I went home and I was like, nobody bother me. I gotta finish my album. Y'all want good music? Y'all want me to I can't keep on going out here with no music, y'all. Right. And it was like, okay, you know what? Leave her alone. Let's not put anything on the schedule. So this has been like the most organized and the most calm I've been making.
So that was her talking about reintroducing Tina Snow. All right. And I think that's a good idea. I have seen a lot of hotties over the years say, oh, yeah, we miss Tina Snow. Bring Tina Snow, bring that persona back. So she's saying that she's going to reintroduce Tina Snow to the world, but y'all got to know something. If she come back and reintroduce Tina Snow, y'all better go out there and stream that music Don't be saying that, you can't wait for Tina Snow to come back and it come back and it be Tina No. If you catch my drift. So, to the hotties, the Megan fans that complain about we want Tina Snow back. Well, you're getting Tina Snow back. But I've seen this story before when it comes to the hotties. Remember that song Plan B she did live in concert? It was a song that nobody never heard before. And she had the old Lil' Kim beat or whatever. And all you hear is people, oh, put that out. We need that now. We need that now. You hear all her fans telling her, put that out right now. Oh, we need that. We need that. So then she goes and puts it out as a single for streaming. And then the song didn't go wood. So that's one thing about the fan base. If you're screaming that you want this, you want that, you want a baseball bat and everything else, and then they go put the music out, and then you don't support the music, well, you can't blame them. That's on you. Then you wonder why these artists say, you know what? Especially someone like Megan who spends her own money. She spends her own money and y'all don't support. What's the sense of her doing it? And that's what makes her get in and start doing other things. All right? So, and that wasn't the biggest clip of the interview. Right? What most people were talking about was Megan's comment about social media has made it easier for people to become famous with terrible music. You can go viral on Instagram and have a terrible song. So what I want to do is go check in with Coffee City. Hold on. Because Coffee City did a video on this, and she also had some people that was commenting, underneath Megan's, underneath the comment about Megan. So let's see. All right. Shout out to Coffee City. So here we go. We're going to go on and see what she said. Now, Coffee City did a video using this under Section 107, a copyright disclaimer for reviewing, commentary, criticism, analogy, education. All right, this is not used to defame or insult or to infringe on Coffee City's copyright. Just using this, for commentary. So Coffee City was talking about which is the main topic, right? And this is what she said. People were mad about this, so we're going to tap in with Coffee City.
Right now, because she says that the internet made it easy for people to become famous without having good music. Okay, so let's get into what she had to say.
Keep that same etiquette too. Even now, when I go to the studio, I know exactly what I'm about to say. Even if sometimes I go in there and I freestyle and I spend more time in there. But learning from my mom, she would probably have 6 songs written because studio time costs money. So she using her time wisely. She didn't come here to play. She's not messing around. She's not relaxing. She's not hanging out.
Right. She was a professional.
Yes.
Yes.
So I still do the same thing in the studio.
So she taught you how to be a professional. Yeah.
And even though I can relax in the studio at this point, it's just been in me so long to go to the studio and get my work done.
Yeah.
And get out.
Well, this is what we talk about, the process. Like, a lot of people want the fame without the hard work that goes into it, right?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, it's a little bit easier to do that though now. You can go viral on Instagram and have a terrible song.
Yeah.
And
But
just
do you
boom,
really
famous.
last though? You don't last that way, do you?
Sometimes and sometimes not. Like, just the internet has made it really easy to be famous.
Yeah.
Good or bad. So I think you can tell the difference between people who really love what they do and people who just want to be famous. Yeah. And like, I feel like I fall on the side of I really love what I do.
So yeah, that was what she had to say. Now, say what you want about Meg Thee Stallion, but the girl can rap. Okay, the girl can rap. You might not like her style of music. You might not like, what she says in her music or what her music is about. But talent-wise, Megan can rap. And I bring this up because if you look at the comments, people were flooding it saying, well, Megan is not talented. Her music doesn't go anywhere. It's a flop.
Man, so Megan Thee Stallion said that social media has made it easier for people to become famous with terrible music. She said you can go viral on the media and have a terrible song. I ain't gonna lie, bro. They on her ass in these comments. That's one thing I will say about music is everybody got different tastes. The shit that she might think is terrible might be good to somebody else. There's people out here that don't like her music and there's people out here that do. It ain't no such thing as a terrible song. Some of the shit out here be trash to me, but some people be loving that shit. One thing I love about social media is that anybody can blow up. I feel like everybody deserve a chance to be heard. Before social media, they basically told us what we had to like. If you ain't had no money back then or somebody to invest in you, it was no chance of you making it in rap music. Even if you don't become mainstream in music now, you still got a chance to get hella money. Back then, it was either you was on or you wasn't. The only thing I don't like about social media is people will say anything. It be the scariest motherfuckers that won't say that same shit to somebody's face. That's the only thing I hate about this shit. Facts.
The comments, they were going in on Megan. And it's ridiculous to me because, as I stated, Megan can rap, especially when she freestyles. And not many people can do that. So it's crazy that people were coming for her in the comments, making it seem like she's not talented. So you don't have to like Megan, but acting like she doesn't have the right to speak on something that's so obvious because the internet do help a lot of people become famous. It's crazy to me because the girl is talented. But I recommend that you guys go and watch the interview because I love how vulnerable she was. And it was actually a good conversation. It was really good. Make sure you go and check it out and hit the like button for me.
All right, so that was what people were saying, about Megan Thee Stallion. Like, so in the comments, a lot of people had stuff to say about Megan, right? And I'll give my take on that. Hold on a second. I'll give my take on Megan like I've done in the past. A lot of hotties get mad at me when I give my take on Meg. But it is what it is. Hold on a minute. So, it is what it is. So, listen. I agree. And first of all, let me say what old boy said in the one of the commentators when he said, "Oh, the one thing I like about the internet is everybody. I feel as though everybody deserves to be heard." And back in the day, they basically told us what we had to listen to. Now that is a very good point, and that is true because it was hard for somebody to get on the radio. It was hard for somebody to let their voice be heard, whether they were talented or not talented. If you wasn't put on, nobody was ever going to hear you. Sometimes there were people who didn't deserve to hear you, but then at times there was sometimes people who were very, very talented, more talented than some of the artists that are on the radio now, and they never got a chance because people told them, we're going to sign you, or no, you're not getting signed. So if you're not signed, you're not going to get put on. Now with the internet, somebody can go and make a song literally from their bedroom, put it out, and it goes viral and blow up. And next thing you know, they're famous and they're making money. You know what I mean? I'm not really mad at that. All right, I'm not really mad at that. Again, music is not, everybody don't like the same music. I think that Sexy Red's music is terrible. Some people like it. I mean, I didn't like Pound Town. Some people liked it. I didn't like no, oh baby. Like, I don't like Sexy Red's music, but some people do like it. You know what I'm saying? It's just like I like Glorilla's music, but some people don't like Glorilla. Right? So he was right about that. Far as Megan goes, again, I agree with Coffee City. Megan is a hell of a rapper. She's a hell of a performer. She works her ass off, you know, with performing. And like I said before, when I've seen Megan live, to me, Megan, unless you say Doja Cat is a rapper, if you're gonna say Doja Cat's a rapper, I'm gonna put Doja Cat first, but Megan Thee Stallion is definitely second when it comes to performances. Now, if you don't consider Doja Cat a rapper, because Doja Cat kind of has that aesthetic like a pop star, then Megan Thee Stallion to me is hands down the best female performer right now as a rapper. And it really ain't even close. And performing wise is twofold. Performing when she goes on these podcasts or whatever and does a freestyle, that's a part of a performance. And then also performing live, whether it be on a TV show, whether it be on an award show, whether it be on live in concert. Megan Thee Stallion is far ahead of the pack when it comes to girls performing. And there's some decent performers out there. Glorilla is very good. She's not on Megan's level. Cardi B is above average performer. She's not on Megan's level. Coyle Ray is a good performer. She's nowhere on Megan's level. Right? Nicki Minaj, as great as an artist she is, performing has never really been her strong suit. She's nowhere on Megan's level when it comes to performing. You know, none of them really are. Glorilla is probably the closest one, and she ain't even really that close. But, yeah, I can't really think of a song when people are getting on Megan. I can't really think of a song of Megan that blew up because of the internet. I mean, maybe WAP with Cardi B. I don't know. Maybe that's one, but I can't really think of a, well, Savage definitely blew up to where it was, and it went to number one, partially because of the dance, the viral dance, and the other part was Beyonce getting on the record. But as far as, again, I've made comments about Megan Thee Stallion in the past. Megan Thee Stallion's music isn't my cup of tea music. I do think she is a hell of a rapper, though. Right? I think she's a hell of a rapper, and I love watching her freestyle and hearing her freestyle. But I'm not into Megan Thee Stallion's music. However, Megan Thee Stallion is, far as people all her music flop, and it's just a new generation definition of flop, because Megan Thee Stallion is the fourth best selling female rapper of all time. Do you know how many female rappers have been out? Do you know how many female rappers had albums, put out songs? There's been a lot of female rappers since the 80s. And Megan Thee Stallion is the fourth highest selling female rapper. So that's pretty good. I don't understand how people can say, oh, she's a flop. Just because what? Just because she's not selling what Nicki Minaj is selling? That always seems to be, people always want to use Nicki as the bar. Oh, if she can't end selling this, then she must not be selling. Right? But that's not the way it works. if she's the 4th highest selling female rapper of all time, go look back and count how many female rappers came out with records. That means she's ahead of Lil' Kim. She's ahead of Foxy Brown. I believe Lauryn Hill, because I think the 3 is. I think the 3 ahead of her is Nicki, Cardi, and Missy. I think that's who I would think. I would have to double check. But I mean, she's sold more than Lil' Kim. She's sold more than Foxy Brown. She's sold more than MC Lyte. She's sold more than Lauryn Hill. There's a lot of female rappers. Maybe Lauren's 3rd. I'm not sure. But if not, Queen Latifah. If Lauren is 3rd, then that means she sold more than Missy Elliott. If Missy Elliott is 3rd, that means she sold more than Lauryn Hill. Either way, it's 2 legends. So it's hard for me to call Megan a flop when she's the 4th biggest selling female rapper. And she hasn't even ended her career yet. Who knows? Maybe she passes somebody that's in the 3. Who knows? But yeah, I don't understand where people get this flop stuff from. Right. And really quickly, this whole thing with Akademiks. We're gonna go into. I'm gonna check in with Jay Nolan. Akademiks was saying that Rock Nation had him swatted. Let's see if Jay Nolan covered it. Oh no, we're gonna. I'm doing it in a different video. This is the nobody is scared of Drake. Does Drake's pen still scare people? Right? Does Drake's pen still scare people? Now remember, Joe Buttons had commented on this, so let me do to never give up. We're gonna get it from him. Let's never give up. Joe Button. So the Joe Button podcast recently reacted to about Drake's pen, right? Hold on. So, everybody knows what Drake said the other day, don't be careful with that reply because the pen ain't dry, you know what I'm saying? Right? He threw the Ice Spice in. Right. My comment was, I'm sorry, I just don't find myself scared or afraid of a man who says "gra," because I'm so used to hearing Ice Spice say it, and it sounds sexy. A man saying "gra" just doesn't scare me. So I think Drake, first and foremost, should have left that out. He should have left the "gra" out, right? So, shout out to Never Give Up. And we're going to use this under Section 107, copyright disclaimer, just for commentary. All right, so he's getting into what Joe Budden and the Joe Budden podcast said about Drake and the pen ain't dead and this, that, and the third, right? So let's see what he has to say.
Like, I like my Drake. I'm with Kendrick. I like a little bit of appropriation from this nigga. Like, Kendrick tried to make him get rid of it. No, nigga, appropriate. Because when you get around the Nelk boys and fucking whoever else that were, all them steak niggas, Jake Paul, when you get around your crew, it don't be a lick of black nowhere. But anyway, let me play what he said. Here we go.
Appreciate all the love. I appreciate the last few months. It's been incredible for me, you know. I dropped 3 on that head top. These guys are dropping albums. It's like hello and goodbye. You know what I'm saying? And careful with that reply because the pen isn't dry. I'm just letting you know.
All right. And that's where we got to mute you, my boy.
Nah, keep going. The other part was the corny.
Grandma would wear. Hello.
That was pretty corny.
Don't even want to say the price tag.
Oh, yeah, I'll bring him back.
Chrome bracelets. Okay.
Oh, hold up.
That's what I'm on. By the way, let me pop it. Yes, double chrome bracelets. Okay. Cartier that your grandma would wear. Hello. Don't even want to say the price.
He got mine.
Diamond cross on the jeans. Like, it's just really, I don't know how to explain it other than I'm happy.
Wow. You get into it, yo. Shit. That's my man. That nigga ain't my man. I don't know that nigga.
You want to know him, though.
I want to know Drake.
You want to know him.
Picture that. So
you don't want to know him.
No.
Say word is born.
Word is born. What the fuck I want to know another man for? That nigga ain't giving me no money.
You might be more excited with him. I mean, I don't know.
What is we talking?
He's pushing the button. If Drake DM you, like easy button, to him.
Yeah, of course I would talk to him.
If Drake slides in your DM, meet up with him, nigga. Would you fly out to him?
Yo, here you go. Hop along. Let him speak for himself.
No, I'm saying I feel like you'll meet up with him.
Yo, so like I'm saying,
no, answer that. Would you meet up with him?
I don't want to meet no another man.
You want to meet a fucking? Oh my fucking God, Lord! Excuse my language. What? Correct. Yo, you got the 1v1, my man. He right. He put me in my place.
Here's my question on that. Now, Ish. So I wouldn't want to meet another man. So you would want to meet Barack Obama? You wouldn't want to meet Jay-Z? So if Jay-Z said, come on out to Rock Nation Studios, I want to discuss some media stuff with you. Right? Or just come on out to Rock Nation and have lunch with me. You would say no, Ish? If Barack Obama said, hey, Ish, come on out to the White House. Well, not the White House. He can't get in the White House anymore. Hey, come on out there. Me and Michelle, we want to sit down with you. Or, I want to link up with you. He's going to say no to Barack Obama. Bro, stop. So he just got tight because he said, oh, I don't want to meet up. I don't want to meet Drake. Y'all still here? Like, is there, like, the last person who said something was 10:52. It's almost been an hour. I think Star was the last person who said something. The chat room, y'all usually have something to say on these topics, but I don't see nobody talking. I mean, I think you're going a little too far with the I don't want to meet up with no man. Like, come on, bro. Come on, you just got a little upset because they said, "Oh, you don't want to meet Drake." I mean, like, come on, bro. I don't want to meet up with no man.
Yo, the things that offend men are so funny. Yo, you want to meet Drake. Nigga, nah, you do okay. Yo, Drake, don't talk like that about your pen no more. I think that part is over. That's all I got. Like, love what you're doing. Love the 3 albums. Hey, steak, Nelk Boys.
Wait. You say you think that part is over?
The pen ain't over.
That part is over with.
His pen ain't over.
The fuck it is?
Yes, it is. Stop it.
You crazy as hell.
How am I crazy?
His pen ain't
How am I
over.
crazy?
He was just rapping his ass off 2 months ago.
That's not the conversation I'm having.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm having the conversation of threatening rappers, saying my pen is still
he could threaten
working.
other He could definitely threaten rappers.
Yeah, he can.
Who can he threaten?
Whoever the fuck he want.
No, he can't. No, the fuck
Outside
he can't.
that one nigga, yes, he can.
No, he cannot.
Yes, the fuck he can.
The threatening days is over. Nobody's scared.
The shit that he said.
Nobody's scared. Nobody's afraid. Nobody's worried.
You adding a piece to it. You said ain't nobody say shit about niggas being scared.
Yes, you can threaten whoever you want.
Threaten who you want.
Anybody.
Jump out
But you
and
only
make an
give a threat if
example.
That's what I'm talking about. Anybody can threaten anybody.
Right, but Drake could threaten a motherfucker.
He can threaten a lot
not
of
scared.
motherfuckers.
You jump out, and he can make an example out of a lot of motherfuckers.
So he can threaten a lot.
He's not gonna sit here and play like he can't still get busy.
I agree. Who is he saying this to?
Whoever it applies to.
No,
Be
see, that's
careful
not true.
with the shit y'all saying.
I totally did.
Because I can still go.
He could say that to Lil Yachty. He could say it to Don Toliver. He could say it to any.
I said he could say it to anybody but that one
any
nigga.
of the drill rappers. Nobody that can actually MC is afraid of Drake like maybe they once were, and that's what I'm speaking to.
And
there was a
sometimes
time.
you gotta
Let me
remind
talk,
niggas.
dog. Please. There was a time when he could say that, and it would instill fear. That day is over. Is all I'm saying.
Until he remind motherfuckers, yo.
Wait. First of all, Kendrick's shit was just better. The shit that he said was still hot, nigga. Nobody said the shit Drake said was whack when he was battling. It was just a nigga was just better. That's it. The shit that he said was fire, nigga. So we never act like the nigga's not nice and he can get at whoever he wants.
telling
It's just
you
Kendrick was just better.
Before it
Not
was
revisionist history. When you try to say that we wasn't saying that initially, right? That's what you said.
I said that initially.
That's exactly
do
what
it.
I'm saying. I got you. No, I don't think up here anybody said Drake pen was whack. I didn't say that.
I didn't hear that from y'all. I wasn't.
I didn't say that. If I did, then I was wrong, nigga.
Yeah, I never heard nobody. You can't say that. Drake's pen is wet. That's not what I'm saying, for the record. He could maybe say that to Gunna, Young Thug. That's what I'm saying. Nobody that could rap hear that. Before I speak on this, I need to know who you talking to. Who you talking to? That'll tell it.
Watch what alcohol does to stuck poop.
See this sharp turn right here? The Cleveland Clinic calls it the splenic flexure. I call it the poop.
But no, the field as a whole is not looking at Drake like this threatening MC. Sorry.
And you know what changes that? You know what changes that? When I remind one of you motherfuckers. That's all I'm saying. Cool. Don't look at me that way. I'm letting y'all know that I can still do it. And if you want to feel froggy, jump. Let's play.
See, but I'm taking it a step further. I think that even saying this is performative. I don't think that who's he talking to?
Joe, that whole stream was performative.
I don't care about. I'm only talking about rapper time now. I'm not talking about you barking at bitches. That's your business. So, I'm talking about rapper time. Now it's time for the business.
All right, cool.
So rapper time.
Who is he talking to?
He could be talking
about?
to anybody. I don't think he has a direct target in what he's saying right now. It's not a particular person I'm talking to.
Oh, then shut the fuck up then.
No, because y'all niggas still talking.
If
y'all out there are still talking. Obviously, what he said, even with him responding to Wayno and all of that, I see everything. Even if I'm quiet, I still see everything. Niggas have been talking about Drake like he is done.
What rapper is he talking to? Is all I'm saying.
I think it's a general thing. I don't necessarily think it's specific. I think it's y'all seen one nigga beat me up in the lunchroom. Y'all think I'm sweet, but just know my hands work.
Okay,
so that nigga might have beat me up, but the rest of you niggas, I'll fuck y'all up.
I love that analogy. That is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Where it's the very next day of school is all I'm saying. That fight where niggas watched you getting beat up just happened yesterday. There's been no other example made to let the rest of the school know that you not sweet money no more.
The very next day of school, you go.
And it don't matter. And it don't matter that you got beat up by the toughest nigga in the school.
Okay.
Because Kendrick is tough. Once the schools see it, another example need to be made. That's what I'm saying. Who's he talking to? Who does he even have a beef with? What rappers have even... Niggas went back and they tell me, when he dropped 3 albums and Song of the Summer, Janice, and this, he was on a roll. What rapper has said anything great?
I don't know.
Nobody. But now that you on a high and you kicking ass, now you trying to come outside and be tough again. No, the slap's cool, album's cool, barking at bitches cool, steak, all that shit is cool. Don't try to use that to now come and talk tough to rappers that aren't talking to you because nobody's gonna talk to you. They just seen you die.
Hey man, just in case one of you niggas is thinking about talking to me, let me let you know.
Back to one of you niggas. Who is the nigga?
Bro, you don't think he can address the field?
Why? It's top three. It's big three. It was only you, Cole, Kendrick. Kendrick is done. Cole is doing something. You pieced it up with Future. Your peers, you're not talking to your peer group.
Joe,
so who the fuck is he talking to?
You said yourself, after this battle, we're gonna look at one of them niggas differently, right?
Yeah, long before the battle.
Right, but you said that. Well, guess what? We're after the battle, and they looking at one of them niggas differently. So what does he do? Let you niggas know in case anybody wants to play with me. Yeah, y'all saw me lose, but I'm still nice with this. Though. Don't get it fucked up.
You said to use the lunchroom analogy. Don't make a declaration. Just if somebody tests you, just got it.
Nobody's talking to him.
Okay,
that we know of. Yeah,
that we know of.
Oh, Jay-Z was talking.
Jay-Z, he can be talking about Jay.
Oh, and you're not that dumb. You're not saying that to him. You're not reminding Jay-Z that you're pinned. What are we talking about here? Some of this shit, hey, I'm happy he bounced back too.
Yeah, I don't know.
But we ain't just gonna keep letting certain
I don't know
stupid
if we just
shit
gonna be
get played.
going at the gooch, but you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. Chill out, Willis.
Huh? I get the reference, but that means something different for this generation.
And our generation.
227. I mean,
different strokes.
Different strokes. The gooch was the bully.
You talking about different strokes?
That Arnold one of them niggas.
The gooch is a different stroke. The gooch means something different now.
I was like, how we get there? You remember the bully nigga name?
I know.
So
he said he can't shoot at Jay-Z, invisible bully.
I'm saying whatever he's doing, he might be souping himself up. He might be giving himself some confidence. I even really loved the caption of, hey, this 20v1 was almost as fun as my first one.
That's pretty funny.
I think that's hilarious.
That's pretty
That was great. But I mean, okay.
Of course, Parks thinks anything funny. Listen, does Drake's pen still work? Absolutely. Right? Is Drake no longer that guy? Of course not. Of course he's still that guy. Right? Drake is still Drake. He's still the biggest streaming artist of this century. He's owned the era. He's the rapper of this generation. Right? You know, he has consistently been the top one or two rapper for the past 13, 14 years. All that is true. Do I think that losing the battle did something to his career? Not necessarily. To me, did it take a little steam? Yeah, it took a little steam. You could tell from the records that he sold. Because coming back after and Iceman, everyone was waiting on Iceman. Iceman didn't sell 500, 600, 700,000 records. So what, 400,000 records? That is kind of near Drake's lowest. That's on the lower tier of Drake records. I don't even think it sold more than More Life. So his Iceman did sell less than what he normally sells. And that was after they're waiting for it. So did it take a little bit of hit? Yeah, I think it took a little hit. Not a big enough hit to say, oh, he's not the number one rapper anymore. But some people from that Kendrick thing, they look at him different, especially after he sued. A lot of people, people wasn't really upset that he lost the battle, right? But then it was the whole suing thing afterwards. And even though I feel as though some of his reasons for suing were legitimate, most people looked at it and said, this nigga suing because he lost a rap battle. So, come on. Don't go on camera though.
Night, love you.
All right, night, love you. So a lot of people feel as though, oh, he's suing because he lost a battle, even though we know that there's other reasons that he was suing. But most people think that if he didn't lose that battle, the whole thing with Universal was still going on, right? But if it would have came out that he didn't lose that battle, people didn't consider him losing that battle, would Drake have still sued Universal? I don't think he would have. So that's what a lot of people are referring to when they say he suing because he was a sore loser. Is Drake still that guy? Yes. Did this affect his career? Not a little. It didn't end it, but it affected a little bit. Way more than it did with Pusha. He lost about a Pusha, but it really did nothing. The next album that came out sold 700,000. See, that's the difference. People say, oh, what's the difference between this and Pusha? He won the war on both. Yeah. But the thing is, when the album came out after the Pusha, he sold 700,000 of the album. This album, after losing to Kendrick, he sold down towards some of his lowest numbers. So his career did take a little bit of a hit. Not much to say, oh, he's not the man anymore. But as far as, oh, there's a pen, he can be talking to Jay-Z, knock it off. Knock it off. Because we all know that Jay-Z's pen, well, because he don't need a pen. He don't use a pen. So Jay-Z, we don't even have to question whether it's pen or because he don't use a pen. His mind works. His mind is doing what other people's pen is doing. And I don't care how you slice it. I don't care how many records he sell. I don't care how many streams he got. I don't care how much number ones he has. Look at me when I look at you, Aubrey. You are not Jay-Z. You're a bad motherfucker. But you ain't Jay-Z. And so y'all make sure that you support the stream, please. Make sure you hit a thumbs up. Make sure you send this to 2 people. And support the channel. I'm asking everyone to go to $ Heaven Hollywood, my Cash App. And a lot of people in the chat, man. I'm asking everybody to donate at least $2 to the stream. Help a brother out. And like I said, I got demonetized on YouTube. This can help me navigate through some overhead stuff or whatever. All right, so shout out to everybody that came through. Join the Patreon. It's patreon.com/Heaven Hollywood. Also, the Twitch is below. Make sure y'all join the Twitch stream because soon the YouTubes aren't even going to stream for an hour. Everybody should be watching on Twitch. All right. So, Heaven Hollywood, this has been another installment of the Heaven Hollywood Experience. Peace.